Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome Magical Christmas Markets group. I hope everyone is well and enjoying these cold weather. I wanted to thank everyone for all of your beautiful pictures and content, and those of you who spent the Christmas over in the markets, all of the help that you've given to everyone. I wanted to pop on today and thank you for that. We do have our wonderful, supportive guest today, Wendy from Viking. So I wanted to invite her
Hi,
in.
everyone.
Oh, so nice to see you. And thank you for always being so supportive of us. I know you have a
Absolutely.
lot of new fun things for us to learn. So welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I know Sally talked so much about this group, and I'm hoping that one day I have the privilege to meet you all. So I thought might be really best is just to, for those that maybe haven't experienced hiking yet, wanted to kind of give a little bit of an overview of really what is so inspiring about this brand. And so I love to always share that, we've only been around as a company for 28 years. So it's pretty remarkable that we have over 100 ships in the waters and that we go to all seven continents. So we really pride ourselves on really selling the world and of course, all five oceans, 21 rivers, five Great Lakes, as well as the Mississippi. I mean, we've got you covered what it is that you wanted to see. The world, we are all here and have a beautiful experience for each of you. I feel like there's so many out there that maybe don't know a little bit about Viking. So there are so many things that I feel like set us apart. And, Sally, I think it's important that when, a client is out there and they're looking at all these different options, it's like, how do they begin to choose? And so one of the things that I like to hone in on is the fact that our promises to our guests are that we are not trying to strive to be everything to everyone. We really focus on English speaking, mature couples who are really interested in history, culture, geography, sciences. I think one of the things that you probably agree with is that we're destination oriented. We're carefully curated. So, while it is that our size is intimate enough to take you to those quaint towns, they're also big enough that they can take you to those iconic cities. So you're really getting to see so much. And guess what? No tendering, which is a beautiful thing about Viking. With our size of our ships, 190 guests for river, 930 guests for ocean, it really makes it for a beautiful experience. And you're also going to see that we offer a highly inclusive product. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But
Right.
overall, it's the confidence in our brand. So is there something that really stands out to you on this page for your guests, as far as that are attending the webinars, or something that Viking does
So
that?
yeah, what I'm thinking as I'm listening to you is that, I have many, many, many clients who have sailed with Viking, and maybe they've only done the river or maybe they've only done the ocean, but I don't think I have one client that didn't rebook
Okay,
and book
right.
again. And so it's great to look at this whole breadth of the company and see it just makes your vacation so easy. Everything is in one place. You've thought of everything. It really is a perfect product. And we focus on the Christmas markets, but once you do that, you're going to want to go back and you're going to want to do something different,
Absolutely.
maybe a different river, maybe a different part of the world, ocean, expedition. My goodness, we could talk about it
Go
for
on.
days, right?
I think hands down my favorite part about Viking, especially for our guests when they step on the ship, is the service. The service, hands down, we really do such a great job, and we do have one of the highest retention rates for all of the staff amongst the cruise industry. So I think that really, you're very much a name, not a number, when it is that you
Right.
come on a Viking.
I
Um,
agree.
I I always like to really talk a little bit about what helps us to really stand apart from so many other options out there. And two reasons why most people really love us is no casinos and no kids under the age of 18. I mean, there's a lot more things to love, but when you've evolved on your travel journey and you're really thinking that you want to do something more, a little bit more destination focused, some more, more luxury or upstated elegance, again, I love the fact that we're not pretentious. It's very approachable, understated elegance where it is that you feel serene and relaxed in these spaces that are on the ship because it's set up as a residential style
I love
design.
the idea of that you are destination focused because I think
Mm,
sometimes when you're speaking to people, especially about ocean cruising, they think about those big giant ships, and that's fine if that's what you like, but many people don't. They want to be on an elegant luxury product where they're off the ship all day. It's not about, being, on the ship for hours and hours a day and into the night. Although you could,
you
there's
could
lovely
for sure,
uh,
but
there's lovely
you're right.
entertainment, but
And we help the clients and the guests once they become on the ship or our guests. We really try to help them just discover everything that's available to them that's in that destination, and they get to really be able to customize their own experience with the guidance of program director as well as our
Mhm,
staff, and give suggestions if they want to go off and have a dinner in town, where should they go. They give great recommendations.
they do.
So, but again, even though that it's luxury, it's understated elegance. It's not
Right.
pretentious. It's not stuffy. I love the fact that there's no formal nights. The fact that we don't charge for alternative
Right.
restaurants, we don't charge for Wi-Fi, we don't charge for bottled waters. So
So
there's a
nice.
lot of just overall value that we try to um, pass along to the guests. So talking about inclusive value, because I think everybody is always looking for their dollar to stretch a little further these days, with the increase of pricing. This to me is a floating boutique hotel type of experience. And it just is such a great, like I said, value because we include one complimentary shore excursion in every port, which is great because you get an orientation about that city set that you're in,
Right.
the iconic landmarks, and a little bit of the culture, a little bit of the history. And then you have all this additional time after that included excursion is over to really go about and spend the day as you choose, whether you want to come back to the ship and have lunch and then go back to the city set, or stay in the city set and continue to shop and meander, and or join a second excursion. Maybe that's something that you want to do. So there's lots of freedom and flexibility.
I
When it
usually
comes,
recommend people take a morning tour with one of your wonderful guides, and then you can spend the rest of the afternoon on your own in the city that you're in. And you usually provide shuttles back and forth, which
yes,
it's just wonderful.
it's
It enables
seamless.
you to, yeah, get everything that you want. You kind of find your way with the guide, and you feel a little bit more comfortable, and then you can spend the day in the city, and Viking will get you back to the ship. It's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what I loved, I just returned back from the Douro in Portugal. And that's a great location where you
Yeah.
could pick up a bottle of wine. I
Right.
mean, the surprise is that they're not confiscating it at the door when you come onto the ship.
Right.
There's no corking fee. So if you find a beautiful bottle of wine and or prosecco or champagne,
Yeah.
champagne or maybe a beer that you like for the local area, you can bring it back on the ship. There's no charge, there's no corking fee, and you
Wonderful.
can have that to use as you please. I especially love the value of the fact that we include beer, wine, and soft drinks at no charge
Yep.
for lunch and dinner. So that's another beautiful thing. And then, of course, we have enrichment lectures, and then the list goes on. And I'm sure you're already reading the list as it is that I'm talking to you. But, we really just try to make it very turnkey. For our onshore experiences, we really kind of frame our experiences of exploration in every port around three guidelines: working world, privileged access, and local life. And these are something that's so unique to Viking because, of course, when you travel, you want to travel like a local. So, the local life, these are really great opportunities where you can get to see the locals in action, where you get to have a home hosted visit and or you take a trip to the local market. You can even do that with the chef. On the ocean ships, they have a great class where you go shopping with the chef and you purchase the ingredients, you come back and you make a local dish, which I think is probably one of my favorite things. Then, of course, there's Working World. Of course, I just mentioning Portugal, the River of Gold, I absolutely loved it. We got to really meet a lot of the artisans and the bakers. The bread was incredible, but there's nothing like fresh Portuguese bread coming out of the oven. But whether it's cheese, bread, wine, pork, whatever it is that you're interested in about the country that you're in is really fantastic. And this is where we kind of deem this as a working world experience.
Yeah.
And then there's privileged access, and that specifically is to Viking, where you have this ability to go to these places where you wouldn't necessarily be able to go, whether it be a museum, a palace, a castle, a cathedral, something off, limits to other general admission, either
Right.
before or after hours or special access pass. And, you see pictured here, the Vienna Boys Choir. We do one in Vienna that is really remarkable, where you actually get to see where the residence is for these boys, where they're living, and then watch them train. And so it's just a fantastic day. So those are a little bit about some of the other optional experiences you can take advantage of when you're traveling
So
with.
exciting.
Yeah, pretty amazing. So that is just a little bit of a nutshell of why Viking, right? I feel like it's such a unique product. Again, it really helps you to really get connected to the destination in such a unique way. And Sally, you're such a great partner of ours. We love working with you. And, I just really hope that your folks find that this was a valuable time that they've spent to learn a little bit more. But you've got a special you want to share, right?
Really do. I'm so excited about our partnership, and it's made me sail with you more, which I'm able to now speak to ocean and river and all of those components. And it really is just a seamless, wonderful way to visit Europe. Not just you could go other places as well, but I've been to Europe several times with you, and it's just fantastic.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
we want to say a big thank you for taking the time to attend
Yes.
today. And, for you all that are listening, do know that you get a special shipboard credit for any bookings that are made within the next 14-day period. I've put all of Sally's information down at the bottom, so feel
Yes.
free to reach out.
Yes, reach out to me anytime. You can find me up in the featured section, and these videos is where they will be as well if you want to watch them again. But yes, so $100 per person for watching this video, and that's in combination with whatever Viking is offering as well, and their past guest offers. So it really is a very rich offer.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day and happy traveling. Don't forget to plan your next vacation with Sally Vacations.
Absolutely. See you all soon.
Have a great day.